gentlemen, coming to you from Lancaster, Virginia, the latest news and recaps in the world of professional wrestling. Welcome to the Wrestling Artistry Podcast. And now, here's your host, Andre Smith.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 14 of the Wrestling Artistry Podcast. I am your host, Andre Smith, and today I'll be covering the episodes of AEW Dynamite and Rampage. First, I'll be covering Dynamite, and then I will be heading over to Rampage from this past Friday night. This episode of Dynamite emanated from the UBS Arena in Long Island, New York. And the program starts off with MJF's music hitting to a nice crowd reaction. But instead it turned out to be a swerve as CM Punk comes out as he proceeds to play head games with MJF. The crowd wasn't all that pleased. It was a mixed reaction, to say the least. Punk is portraying the heel during this segment. He proceeds to put down the Islanders several times during his little promo. He's wearing a new shirt from AEW representing the four young superstars of AEW called the Four Pillars, and they had MJF's picture on there, but it seems to be covered up or replaced by Dr. Britt Baker. The other pillars include Jungle Boy, Sammy Guevara, and Darby Allin. Punk says that he has his eyes on the AEW title match between Hangman Adam Page, the champion, and Bryan Danielson, and he says that he has next. He says that his dog Larry has more balls than MJF, and Larry is neutered. Yikes. Punk says that if MJF is their guy, then they're all chicken shit. There's a white Ferrari driving around in a parking lot, and some voiceover guy is putting MJF over like he's the greatest thing in the world. An interesting cinematic vignette here. MJF is the last entrant to the Dynamite Diamond Battle Royal, and he apparently was the only one that had an entrance. And he comes out, the crowd cheers. And I had gotten the feeling that he was kind of mocking CM Punk's comeback from a few months ago. Anyway, Powerhouse Hobbs and Wardlow face off. At the stalemate, Wardlow tries to knock Hobbs over the rope, but Hobbs holds on. Afterwards, Leo Rush knocks Hobbs off the ring apron, eliminating Hobbs. MJF eliminates Rush, Lee Johnson, and Wardlow. He also eliminates Kazarian. Now it's down to MJF, Ricky Starks, and Dante Martin. Martin eliminated Starks in an apparent swerve, and now, since he is no longer Team Taz, with him throwing down his armband, and now it's going to be MJF versus Martin. After MJF leaves, Starks starts beating up Martin. After some hesitation, MJF runs back to the ring, gets to Stark's face, and they start shoving each other. Then all of a sudden, they double team Martin. Then Punk comes out, and MJF leaves. Martin kicks Starks in the head, and Punk hits a GTS on Starks. So tonight, we're going to have the Dynamite Diamond finals between MJF and Dante Martin, as MJF tries to three-peat as the holder of the Dynamite Diamond ring. We had Jurassic Express and the Varsity Blondes versus the Acclaimed in 2.0. I have to say Jungle Boy is awesome. He's just all over the place. Basically, the action is crazy, as it usually is for these 8-man tag matches. Everything changes. At one point, Luchasaurus choke slammed Anthony Bowens onto Max Caster of the Acclaimed. Daniel Garcia hopped onto the ring apron to try and distract Jungle Boy, but Eddie Kingston dragged him off and threw him into the ring steps. Then Jungle Boy makes Max Caster tap with the snare trap. Kingston was backstage cutting a promo, but you couldn't hear anything because I don't know whether the sound was messed up or this was intentional, or I don't know what the hell happened. Then a brawl broke out between Garcia 2.0 and Kingston and Ortiz. FTR says that they're challenging the Lucha Bros for the AEW tag titles. And the Young Bucks, we had another match featuring the Young Bucks versus Chuck Taylor and Rocky Romero. The Bucks are officially cleared to wrestle now. Rocky is doing his thing, delivering arm drags. The Bucks are on point tonight, as they usually are. Taylor executed a flatliner DDT combo. The Bucks execute their double team senton bomb. Romero executes a double Rana on the Bucks. Bucks win with the Meltzer driver. Then all of a sudden the Best Friends music hits again. Trent Beretta is back with a shaved head and looking in shape, and he cleans house from the heels. Alex Marvez is getting ready to interview Ruby Soho, but is interrupted by the Bunny and Penelope Ford. They said that when Nyla Rose wins the TBS tournament, they will be the first in line for title shots. Ford then says on Rampage, herself, the Bunny, and Rose will face Soho and two of her friends. Ford and the Bunny laugh at the prospect of Soho having friends, calling her Ruby Solo. Soho then punches the Bunny, but they get attacked by Rose. Ty Conti and Anna Jay chase the heels off. So it's looking like that Soho does have friends. After all, it's her, Conti, and Anna Jay face off against the Bunny, Nyla Rose, and Penelope Ford. Shivani is on the stage with TNT champ Sammy Guevara. Cody Rhodes comes out to a chorus of boos. He says that on Christmas Day, Sammy would be defending the title against Cody. As Cody was leaving, he almost went through the heel tunnel, but turned around and went through the babyface tunnel. Then Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky are in the rafters complaining about Cody getting a title shot. Page said that if he were EVP and kissing Tony Khan's ass, he would get a title shot too. He also said that Dan Lambert is coming back. Joy. The feud between Thunder Rosa and Jade Cargill is heating up. And that's going to be, I think, a damn good match. We have Jamie Hayter next up going against Riho. Hayter definitely has a size advantage, but Riho has a lot of heart. Hayter delivers a backbreaker slam to Riho. Riho delivers a 619 and a crossbody for a 2 count. Riho went for a dive from the top rope onto Hayter, but there was a miscue and Riho landed on the floor, only for Hayter to quickly pick her up and drive her into the ring post. A quick recovery during that move set. Hayter is using her power to dominate Riho. As Hayter went for a suplex, Riho tried to counter with a small package, but Hayter blocked that move to deliver the suplex after all. Riho went for a head scissors, but Hayter blocked that to hit a backbreaker. Riho comes back with a double stomp. Then Riho hits a dragon suplex for a near fall. Hayter hits a brain buster for another near fall. Hayter hits a chokeslam backbreaker combo for a 2 count. Riho hits a cold red for another near fall. She hits another double stomp from the top rope for a close near fall. Then Rebel interferes, distracting Riho. Riho delivers an avalanche crucifix bomb from the top rope, and Hayter lands very ugly. She follows over a shiny wizard for the pinfall win. And Riho is officially the #1 contender. Afterwards, Baker jumps Riho, applying the lockjaw. They highlight the intense feud between Serena Deeb and Hikaru Shida. Shivani is with the Varsity Blondes and Julia Hart. As Shivani was congratulating them on their win earlier in the night, the lights go out, and as they come back on, Malachi Black is in front of them, and then he proceeds to spray mist into Hart's eyes. Main event, we had Bryan Danielson versus Dark Order's John Silver. They exchange tackles, then Silver slams Danielson. Silver matches kicks with Danielson, and Danielson delivers some uppercut forearms, followed by a diving knee to Silver's head. Danielson continues with chops and kicks. Silver counters with a shotgun drop kick with a power bomb. Silver counters a shotgun drop kick with a power bomb. I can't get my thoughts together today. Whew. I've had a long week, y'all. Forgive me. If I mix up on my words, I apologize. I don't want this to be, Wrestling Artistry, the bloopers edition. Anyway, after exchanging kicks, Silver applies a heel hook to Danielson. Silver hits a cannonball senton outside the ring. Then Danielson flips out of an attempted German suplex and hits a kick to Silver's head. Silver hits a kick to the head of his own, followed by a German suplex for a near fall. Silver tries to spin doctor move, but Danielson rips at Silver's eyes, followed by a strike to the back of the head. Danielson ranges that elbow strikes to the side of Silver's head. He then hits the Gotch-style power driver onto Silver. And as he tries to flip Silver on his back, Silver's just knocked out, and the referee determines that he's unable to continue. Danielson gets on a mic and says that he promised to kick Silver's head in, and as he does, Adam Page, the champion, comes to the rescue. Page says come their title match at Winter is Coming tonight, he is going to stomp the cowboy shit out of him. And that wraps up AEW Dynamite from last week. And now we get ready to go into this past Friday night's Rampage, which starts off hot and heavy with a World Tag Team title match as the Lucha Brothers, the champions, go up against FTR. Ray Phoenix and Dax Harwood showing off their mat game early on. And later on in the match, Penta takes his glove off, throws it to Cash Wheeler, and as Wheeler catches the glove, Penta delivers a nasty super kick. Dax delivers a back suplex to Phoenix onto the ring apron. FTR, as always, shows their excellent teamwork. Penta reverses a body slam attempt for a near fall. Penta executes the Made in Japan to Wheeler for a 2 count. Phoenix punched Blanchard, who is on the ring apron. Dax Harwood executes a slingshot Liger bomb for a 2 count. As Phoenix rolls up Dax for a 2 count, after Dax kicked out, Phoenix went toward the ropes and almost got hit with a AAA tag belt by Wheeler. Earlier in the year, that's how FTR captured the AAA tag belts from Lucha Bros. At a tug-of-war between Ray and Cash, Ray accidentally hits Harwood with the belt. Phoenix, who wasn't caught in the act by the ref, just shrugged his shoulders and started doing the shoulder shimmy thing in homage to the late Eddie Guerrero. As Phoenix was going to the top rope, Wheeler was on the apron. Phoenix ran on the top rope and basically did a tight rope walk on the top rope and kicked Wheeler in the chest. Phoenix goes for the frog splash, but Dax had the AAA title belt in hand, and as Phoenix landed, he got nailed by the belt. Dax rolls up Phoenix, but only gets a 2 count. Phoenix goes for a dive off the top rope, but FTR hits the big rig finisher. As Wheeler covers Phoenix, Penta delivers a crossbody onto Dax, who lands onto Wheeler to break onto pinfall. Then both teams start going toe-to-toe. Lucha Bros hit Fear Factor onto Wheeler for the win, and the Lucha Bros retain the AEW World Tag Team Championships. This, I thought, was a hell of a tag match between these two teams. Ruby Soho, Ty Conti, and Anna Jay versus the Bunny, Penelope Ford, and Nyla Rose. Conti throws the Bunny three times, followed by a kick to the side of the head, dazing the Bunny. Conti and Soho and Jay seem to work well together. The heels take advantage as the Bunny delivers a right hand to Conti. Soho tags in and puts a hurting on to Ford with clotheslines and kicks. She hits an STO for a 2 count. Jay was punishing Rose until the Bunny kicked her in the face. Conti hits a tie KO on the Bunny, then Rose hits a neckbreaker onto Conti. Soho comes in and hits No Future onto Rose, the former ride kick. Then Ford delivers a roundhouse kick to Soho. Jay suplexes Ford. The Bunny hits Jay with brass knuckles, then Rose hits a beast bomb for the pin. Shivani is in the back with Sting and Darby Allin, and Shivani was about to interview Sting about him coming back to Greensboro this coming week. And as Shivani was going to start, FTR ambushes the popular duo. Sting and Allen try to fight back, but the numbers game is too much. Wheeler throws Allen into a metal wall, and as FTR holds Sting, Blanchard kicks Sting below the belt. Then Blanchard tells Sting, "One more time, Sting." I guess a reference to their past back in the NWA. The debuting Hook, Taz's son, versus Fuego del Sol. Hook shows no respect for Del Sol as he had his back turned towards him in the corner. And Hook is showing some nice amateur wrestling moves, catching Del Sol on a freestyle bow and arrow at one point. Hook delivers a crotch lift suplex, and the crowd is definitely behind Hook, and it's evident by the fact that Del Sol gets some boos when he mounts a comeback with some uppercut forearm shots. As Del Sol attempts a tornado DDT, Hook holds Del Sol and throws him to the mat. Hook then delivers a clothesline and turns Del Sol inside out. Hook delivers some crossfaces to Del Sol, then applies the Taz mission, now known as Red Rum. Main event, Adam Cole versus Wheeler Yuta of Veterans. Cole takes control with elbow strikes. Yuta comes back with some shots and a drop kick, but Cole comes back with a super kick. Cole looks to be laid back in the ring. He proceeds to mock Orange Cassidy with doing some lazy kicks to Yuta. After a couple of roll-up pin attempts by Yuta, Cole comes back with a pump kick. Cole delivers a fireman's carry neckbreaker. Yuta countered a Panama Sunrise attempt to hold Cole down for a pin attempt, but Cole kicks out. Yuta hits an Olympic slam for a near fall. Yuta tries for a top rope splash, but Cole gets the knees up. Cole lowers the boom onto Yuta for the pinfall. Bobby Fish pulls Trent out of the ring and beats him up as the rest of the Super Clique beat up the Best Friends. Then Cole kicks Cassidy below the belt. Cole and the Young Bucks hit the triple BTE trigger onto Trent, which looked hard to watch, to end AEW Rampage. And a couple of news tidbits. Couple of deaths to report, actually. Y'all might have probably heard by now. The legendary wrestler Blackjack Lanza passed away recently. And also Jimmy Rave unfortunately passed away at the young age of 39. Also, Jeff Hardy was released from the WWE. Supposedly, the story was that WWE offered to send him to rehab, but Jeff Hardy refused. Pretty much saying he didn't need rehab. And as soon as I hear more about that situation, I'll put it up on my Facebook page, or I'll report it on next week's podcast. And, well, also, this in relation to AEW and, well, in our Ring of Honor. At the Ring of Honor's Final Battle event, the Briscoes recaptured the Ring of Honor tag titles. And then they said they wouldn't want to back down from any team. And then the lights went out, and as the lights came back on, FTR came out, and then they started brawling. So we could see a program between those two teams, which I am so hoping for. And wow. I'm just looking on the PW Insider website, and apparently there's a Karrion Kross update here. According to EC3's Twitter account, he tweeted, and I quote, "It is through this hashtag awakening I have seen the hashtag gatekeepers of this hashtag industry are nothing when they face of men of action. There is no defense for those with free will, those who hear the cheers of their ancestors, those who feel the beat of their wild hearts. Hashtag control your narrative. And there's a picture that looks like Adam Scherr, the Titan, the former Braun Strowman. In the middle, a picture of Karrion Kross and EC3. So, this could be interesting. We'll keep an eye on this and see how this goes. Whew. All right. Anyway, this is it for this week's edition of the Wrestling Artistry Podcast. Be sure to tune in next week where I will be doing more AEW reviews and possibly bring you some more news. And until then, fans, so long for now.